Imagine a moment when a stranger's simple gesture, a smile, a helping hand, completely changed your day. Now imagine the power that single moment of kindness has to create a ripple effect, changing not only your day but someone else's entire life. Welcome to our journey into the power of kindness, a topic that holds the key to transforming not only our own lives but also the lives of those around us. A few years ago, a young man was stranded in a city far from home. With no money and no phone, he felt completely alone. Just when hope was slipping away, a stranger came up, offered him a meal, and helped him call his family. This small act of kindness may have seemed ordinary to the stranger, but to the young man it was life-saving. That one simple gesture became the reason he later started a foundation to help others in crisis, spreading kindness that touched hundreds of lives. Why kindness is more powerful than we think. As that young man's story shows us, kindness isn't just a simple act. It has the potential to transform lives in ways we often overlook. Kindness is often seen as a soft trait, something nice but unnecessary, something you do if you have extra time or energy. But what if kindness was one of the most powerful tools we have? What if it could heal, inspire, and connect us in ways that even words can't? There's a reason scientists call kindness a superpower. Research shows it can improve physical health, strengthen mental well-being, and even change the chemistry in our brains, lighting up areas associated with happiness and connection. Think of kindness like planting seeds. You might not see the results immediately, but that simple action could bloom into something beautiful later, in places you'd never expect. Each time we choose kindness, we're choosing to add light into the world, creating connections that last beyond just that moment. It's this hidden power, often unseen, that makes kindness truly remarkable. Science-backed benefits of kindness. Kindness feels good, right? But what if I told you that every act of kindness triggers something amazing in our bodies, a real physical reaction that goes beyond just feeling warm inside? When we do something kind, our brains release chemicals like dopamine and oxytocin, often called the feel-good hormones. They reduce stress, boost our mood, and even act as a natural pain reliever. In fact, studies show that people who regularly practice kindness feel happier, healthier, and less stressed. Imagine if just a few seconds spent helping someone could lower your blood pressure or strengthen your immune system. But it's more than just a scientific reaction. Think about a time when you made someone smile or helped a friend in need. Do you remember how it lifted your spirits and stayed with you? That's no coincidence. Our brains are wired to reward us for kindness because it connects us, creating bonds that lead to stronger, more resilient relationships. Picture an elderly woman who lives alone, receiving a meal from a kind neighbor. That meal is more than just food. It's a reminder that she's not alone, that someone cares. Studies show that even one act of kindness like this can lower feelings of loneliness and increase life satisfaction. This is why kindness is called the helper's high. It doesn't just benefit the receiver, it transforms the giver as well. Everyday acts of kindness that make a big difference. Imagine this. You're in a crowded coffee shop, and a stranger behind you looks stressed and hurried. You step aside and let them go first. It's a small gesture, but in that moment you've just lifted a weight off their shoulders, if only for a minute. What seems small to you can be monumental to someone else. We often think acts of kindness need to be grand gestures, but sometimes the smallest things leave the biggest marks. Simple acts, a smile, a few kind words, or giving someone a moment of our time, are easy, but their effects can be profound. These little actions make people feel valued, heard, and seen. They remind us that we're all connected, sharing the same hopes and struggles. Here's a thought. Compliment a stranger on something you genuinely admire. Imagine their surprise and the warmth it brings to their day. Or think about reaching out to an old friend with a quick message just to check in. It might be exactly what they need to feel less alone. Research shows that even observing an act of kindness, like watching someone hold the door open for a stranger, releases oxytocin, a chemical that makes us feel connected and trusting. In a world that often feels isolating, these tiny acts can be like sparks, lighting up someone's day in ways we can't always see. And the beauty of it? Kindness spreads. One simple gesture often inspires others, leading to a chain reaction of kindness. Think about the last time someone did something small but meaningful for you. Maybe it was someone giving up their seat or a friend sending a comforting text. Those moments stay with us. They remind us that kindness is everywhere if we choose to notice it, and if we choose to add to it. How kindness creates connections across all differences. In a world where we're so often divided by culture, beliefs, even by the pressures of our daily lives, kindness has a unique power. It breaks down barriers, allowing us to see the humanity in one another, no matter how different our lives may be. Kindness is a language everyone understands. It doesn't require agreement or common backgrounds. It's a bridge that lets us connect at a deeper level. Think about a time when someone from a different background, age, or lifestyle reached out with a kind gesture. That single moment likely left a lasting impact, reminding you that despite all our differences, we share a core desire to feel valued and accepted. Consider the story of a young man who, while traveling abroad, found himself lost in an unfamiliar city. A local resident who didn't even speak the same language noticed his distress and offered guidance, even walking with him to ensure he found his way. They couldn't communicate with words, but kindness was the only language they needed. Acts like this remind us that kindness knows no borders, no divisions. It's a universal expression of our shared humanity. Studies reveal that acts of kindness increase our sense of empathy and reduce biases, changing our perceptions of people we might otherwise never connect with. In moments of kindness, our brains activate pathways that foster a feeling of togetherness even with strangers. This effect can reshape our communities, reminding us that every person we meet holds the potential for friendship, understanding, and trust. Kindness toward yourself. Why self-compassion matters. Now let's shift our focus inward. So often we give kindness freely to others but forget that we're just as deserving. Imagine what might change if we treated ourselves with the same compassion we offer to the people around us. Self-kindness isn't selfish, it's essential. Research shows that practicing self-compassion can dramatically reduce stress, anxiety, and even physical symptoms of illness. When we speak kindly to ourselves, forgive our own mistakes, and recognize our worth, we strengthen our resilience. It's like giving ourselves permission to be human, to be imperfect, and to find peace within that. Think of how we're often our own worst critics. How many times have we blamed ourselves, replayed our mistakes, or set impossible standards? Imagine if instead we offered ourselves understanding and grace in those moments. Self-kindness doesn't mean ignoring flaws but accepting ourselves despite them. This acceptance can be transformative, lifting us up instead of tearing us down, and empowering us to grow without the weight of harsh self-judgment. Picture a friend coming to you, sharing their struggles and fears. You'd likely respond with warmth and support, reminding them of their strengths and helping them find perspective. Now imagine giving yourself that same kindness. This isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When we're kind to ourselves, we build a foundation of inner peace and self-respect that allows us to share even more kindness with the world. Kindness as a ripple effect, how one act inspires many. Imagine a single drop falling into a still pond. The water ripples outward, touching areas far beyond where it first landed. Kindness works the same way. One small act, like a smile or a kind word, has the power to extend far beyond that initial moment, creating waves of positivity we may never fully see. When you perform an act of kindness, it doesn't just impact the person you're helping, it sets off a chain reaction. Studies show that kindness is contagious. It inspires those who witness it to carry that kindness forward to others. Think about how you feel when you see someone helping an elderly person cross the street or paying for a stranger's coffee. Even as an observer, it makes you feel a little brighter, a little more hopeful. And maybe, just maybe, it encourages you to do something kind for someone else. A woman buys a meal for a homeless man at a cafe. Another person in line sees this and, inspired by the kindness, tips the barista extra generously. The barista, moved by this unexpected generosity, decides to buy groceries for an elderly neighbor in need. None of these people may ever know the full extent of the impact of that single act, yet the kindness continues, radiating outward. The ripple effect of kindness reminds us that even the smallest acts matter. You might never know how far your kindness goes, but rest assured, it goes further than you think. So let's start those ripples. With each kind gesture, we have the power to create waves of change, spreading positivity and hope in ways that touch countless lives. Try one act of kindness today. As we approach the conclusion of our journey through kindness, let's pause for a moment. We've explored the transformative power of kindness, the impact it has on our relationships, the importance of self-compassion, and the profound ripple effect it creates. Now I want to challenge you. What if today you made a conscious decision to perform one act of kindness? Kindness doesn't have to be grand or elaborate. It can be as simple as holding the door for someone, sending a thoughtful message to a friend, or sharing a compliment with a stranger. These small acts can have a monumental impact, not just on others, but on you as well. Think about how good it feels to brighten someone's day. It's a powerful reminder of our shared humanity and our ability to create positive change, even in small ways. Imagine waking up tomorrow and deciding to be a kindness ambassador for the day. Before the sun sets, commit to doing one act of kindness. It could be for someone you know or even a complete stranger. Take a moment to reflect on how this simple choice can change the atmosphere around you. What might happen if everyone in your community decided to do the same? Together, we can create a wave of kindness that resonates far and wide. After you've completed your act of kindness, take a moment to reflect on how it made you feel. I encourage you to share your experience, whether in the comments below or with someone you trust. Let's build a community where we celebrate kindness and inspire each other. Your story might just spark someone else's kindness journey. Remember, kindness is a practice, not a destination. Each act contributes to a larger tapestry of compassion in the world. So, take this challenge to heart and make a commitment today. Together, let's turn our intentions into action and make kindness a cornerstone of our lives.